Hey, Shalom. I'd like to begin first and foremost by saying Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah, Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone and rule well, salutations to the sincere Aki. I'm pushing this truth in all due diligence and sincerity. Hey, man, the far right protests in the UK are intensifying, man. Let me play this video real quick. The sound has been taken off it, but you'll see from the video, these are tens of thousands of Brits, mainly Edomites, that have turned up into the city of London, basically saying they want their England back. Now, if you know anything about being British, then you got Welsh protesters there, Scottish protesters, English, etc. Probably some Irish in there as well, even though a lot of the Irish are Jakes. You got a situation whereby these Edomites are saying, fuck the immigrants, we want our country back, mate. But they're being blindsided by the Zionists, Amalek, that really run this country, man. That ultimately want the attention for why this country is going into the shitter, thrown off them and put on the back of the immigrants, man. Because they need somebody to blame. Now you can see from this video, literally, you can see the flags in there as well, but tens of thousands of Edomites have descended into the UK, man. And although you're going to have class wars, racial tensions and racial divide, and ultimately, man, war in the streets, man, during the time of Jacob's trouble is a major thing that's prophesied, and it's going to happen, man. It's in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. And it reads, 2nd Esdras 15 and 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Death, mass death at that. And one people shall stand up and fight against another and swords in their hands. There's going to be literal war, man, with modern equivalents of swords being guns in people's hands, and they're going to be used. For there shall be sedition among men, sedition referring to ill feeling, like people are going to hate each other and invading one another, so they're going to be running up on each other and, jumping into each other's houses, etc. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, so they're not going to care for the rulership seat. They're not going to pay respect to the law or care, if they got a cross pass with the leaders that they got established at that point in time. Hey, there'll be coups, man. People coming up against the leadership. You think the devils like this are happy here in the UK? Hey, we're seeing that ultimately anywhere other than London, ultimately is deprived, man. And London pretty much is a very diverse city. You got, of course, Jake, but a lot of these other nations also living amongst Jake, man. And although Britain actually was ruled by Israelites historically, these stupid fucking base crackers don't know that. As far as they're concerned, their fucking England as they know it is being taken, mate, and they gotta take it back, they gotta go out with the lads and show that they ain't afraid to take their England back, mate. That's the kind of mentality that these devils have. For this, I'll be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In fact, they're going to lose trust in their rulership, man. That's why you see these lesser luminaries ultimately are just there as shields, man. Whether it be Keir Starmer or Rachel Reeves or before him Rishi Sunak, etc. They're all literally just there pretty much to play a part, man. To basically be the fool guys, if you will. Because they use these politicians, whether it's in the US and you're looking at Trump or you're looking at Biden before him, it's all just comical. It's two horns on the same beast, man. Two wings on the same bird. It still produces the same shit. And ultimately, man, those politicians are just literally there to be the face of it all, whilst the actual elite, man, the families that you can't criticize, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the like, reap the benefits. But they're instigating this class war, they're instigating the racial tensions, got people infighting. Well, ultimately, they try to sail away into the sunset, but the Lord is going to strike them down. It says here, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So people are going to be able to do essentially what they want, man. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So people are going to have the desire to make certain moves across different locations, and it's not going to be possible. There's going to be checkpoints, but also there's going to be mobs, man. There's going to be mobs out there raping women, attacking so-called ethnic minorities, quote unquote, but ultimately that's Jake. And even these other nations, you're gonna have everyone turning back onto their own people. It's gonna become very tribal again in the society, and that's how it was in the ancient world, man. You didn't have nations mixing. Every nation had their own land and territory. You go back to when we got the land of Israel to the south of us, just south of Judah, you had Esau, Edom, and then, in that sort of quote unquote now reference as the Asiatic region, you had Moab, Ammon, and Elam, and them, and the other nations. And even when they conquered us, you go through Nebuchadnezzar's dream and the statue. They conquered us as nations. Of course, you had the Medes and the Persians, but ultimately the Medes were the stronger nation, and they absorbed the Persians into their empire, and ultimately used them as the crux, man. But differently, nations conquered nations, man. Nations fought against nations. This whole amalgamation of people just don't work. It says, for a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. What you're seeing right now is the gradual degradation, the breakdown financially and morally of this place, and all that's really left is the physical. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. You see it now, man. Fuck those Indians. Fuck them Arabs. Fuck the blacks. Send them back. That's what they're chanting in central London. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And all that's left is really for shit to hit the fan. Because when there's no police to stop them, when the police are done giving a fuck, then you are going to enter into the real time of Jacob's trouble when it speaks about a man leaning his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him, ran him, and a bear met him. That's when ultimately that myriad of consistent trouble is going to come. But people are being primed for it, man. Everyone shall turn to his own people, as the scripture says, man. This is the time that we're living in right now. I just wanted to quickly do a video on it. These protests are ongoing, man, right now in London. I didn't even think they'd have the guts to do it, but they came in their droves with Yuxley, their leader, that devil, Tommy Robinson. And he might even be a Jake, but white Jake. But you know how white Jakes can get as well. But it's just funny, man. It's funny. Hey, we'll probably speak on this at camp later. Brothers might see a few of these individuals out and about on their route to camp, but it's a sign of the times, man. It's a sign of the times. And all these are necessary evils, man. Shalom. Matthew 24. Shalom, shalom, shalom.